Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second series of the day, this time between Vega Squadron and VP Polar. Now, myself and Andy, we've been talking about this one and we're pretty excited to see this matchup because these are two very aggressive sides and recently two sides that have been doing pretty well in the league play. Yeah, I've been very impressed with Vega. They had a little bit of unfortunate circumstances yesterday after getting one death loss to NIP. Yes. And then I think maybe there was some tilt Dota going on as the game they did end up playing was not the best Dota that I've ever seen them play. So hopefully they're bringing their A game here against VP Polar here today. And starting things off, I just want to mention there was a respect ban for the Beastmaster coming out from VP Polar, which understandable. Mag plays phenomenally on the hero pretty much every single game. And they first picked Undying with Wisp and Gyro both in the pool. So VP Polar giving away a Wisp, a Gyro, and the second two, and their response to that was a Viper. Okay, indeed, and obviously the Wisp, we're seeing a lot of Wisps today. It's been pretty much the instant pick anytime it's been left through the draft. I guess teams feel very confident using it. And, I mean, so obviously with the Gyrocopter, it's a combo kind of in itself, but we do probably assume to see something else being picked up in tandem with the IO. I mean, thinking back for Vega, is anything that they could... Burden just ran out with a Gyro. They did in the mid lane, yeah. It wasn't too bad. They could do that. I mean, the thing is, maybe we're going to start seeing teams stray away more from just the combo in itself, and then just have it like a hero who helps you win your lane super hard. You can still relocate to gank. It's not as if not having a stunner is bad with it, because you're still going to be present at the engagement. And the thing is, when you pick melee with a Wisp, it kind of makes your laning phase susceptible, and by sending that dual lane mid, like VP Polar already have picked a Viper. So they showed they have one very, very strong laner who can go mid already. Do you really want to pick another hero that's melee that goes up against that just to get crushed in lane? I feel like Vega might just be sticking with their Gyro pairing. Okay, well, we'll see if it becomes a bit clearer here with this third pick. The ban's coming out. We see VP Polar, they ban out the Brood. I mean, we were talking about it, one of those heroes that we've not really seen be used to the best of effects here in League play. We're yet to really see a team dominate a game with Broodmother. I think a lot of it just has to do with maybe the teams not being as familiar with the hero, because some of the matchups that we've seen, like yesterday, for example, there was a Brood who could have just straight up gotten a solo kill and just didn't do it. Like, we've seen really clowny stuff like that, where that game could have been a lot different had that kill happened. Like, getting a solo kill in a 1v1 in those lanes is hugely impactful. So I don't want to say that Brood is bad because of it. I just want to say that people have not been playing it up to snuff. Indeed, and the ban from the side of Vega, they're going to ban out the AA. And, I mean, we saw, of course, in the last game, the AA being pretty annoying for the side of Burden United to deal with and contributed a lot to the team fights. And talking about team fights, Vega grabbed themselves the Disruptor, and straight away, VP Polar, they pick up the Witch Doctor. Obviously, Disruptor would have been great against the IO. When the other team's already grabbed that, you got to take yourself the Witch Doctor, because it's just so good against any kind of IO combination. In a way, it's kind of funny, because the Witch Doctor is countered by Disruptor, but both Disruptor and Witch Doctor are counters to Wisp. So the better of the two, I think, would have been to get the Disruptor instead if you were VP Polar, because that way the Witch Doctor is not really as threatening if Vega decided that they wanted to pick it up after the fact. But, of course, that's all in the past. FNG is a fantastic drafter. I'm sure he has full confidence in his own abilities to pick heroes. I think his team composition is still pretty good, considering they gave away the Gyro and the DK. So looking at the way things are shaping up for Vega, we are likely to see the Gyro and the Wisp pairing, as now the mid has also been picked up from Vega, and it's going to be a Dragon Knight. Now, we have not seen this hero go anywhere other than mid. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's very rare that you see the DK transition away. And I guess the Wisp could be mid with the DK. It's not terrible. And is there a reason for that? Why do we never see the DK in any other position other than mid lane? Well, he's one of those heroes like Magnus who is always able to spam to be able to acquire CS. So even if your lane's going bad for you, you have a way to recover. You're used as a tower killer more than anything else in the early game. And sure, your stun is nice, but you basically want to just pop Dragon Form, apply pressure to a tier 1, and the best tier 1 to kill in every single game is always going to be mid. So you want that tower down if the enemy team is going to be rotating. You know, there's a lot of other reasons too. Like, he can't really offlane for obvious reasons, no escape, whereas Magnus could, even though they function in pretty similar styles. Yeah, the DK for me, you don't really want to put him in a position 1, because he is a utility pusher. Like, that's his job. He's a frontline hero. He pushes towers. He stuns stuff. Yeah, well, the pick after that from the side of VP Polar was the Lina, and that looks like it has the potential to be that mid lane Lina, but at the same time, it is a team of Illidan Stormrage, and we know that he loves that position 1 safe lane Lina, so they could decide to run that, and a Lina core could be very scary against the heroes on Vega. It could even be an aggro tri-lane, to be honest. Like, Lina farming with Witch Doctor Undying. Like, it's a very, very potent tri-lane.
and I think it would be hard-pressed for Vega to get any kills against that. You leave your DK up against Viper, then obviously the Viper is going to have a great time in that lane. Vega are going to be hard-pressed to try to win that matchup, and then you leave one other maybe solo role. But there is also the potential for the Witch Doctor and the Undying just to duel off lane instead, and just the two of them I think will do more than okay.
The final ban for the side of Vega, they ban out the Drow Ranger, which could have been a nice, of course, with the Viper, Witch Doctor, and Lina. That's a tasty amount of extra bonus range damage to get for the side. And it does indeed look like it's probably the mid laner. They're still looking for VP. I mean, they could put G on the Lina, but it is a hero that we see that Illidan normally pick up for the side. I mean, heroes that G still plays that could be picked up. I mean, I'm kind of thinking around the area of something like a Shadow Fiend.
I think he actually just plays Viper here. SF's not too bad, actually.
Okay, right, yeah.
Given the circumstances, but I think he plays Viper, and Vega are assuming that with the Drow ban, that the Lina is not a core.
Yes,
so they're just thinking that it's just going to be a support Lina, and then maybe it could be some aggro lane coming out here. We will see, though, shortly.
We will do indeed, as the final seconds tick down. So the final pick for Vega, they go for their Brewmaster, and that is going to be that solo lane hero. I mean, with the Brew now, do you think the Gyro Disruptor now, will they go aggressive themselves? Will they be looking to meet the tri-lane head-on, or will they looking to dodge?
No, I don't think you want to meet this tri-lane. If that's what VP does. It's not 100% set in stone just yet. Vega, they're picking up the Brew. I'm guessing that's Mag's hero? Yeah, kind of has to be. I don't think he plays anything else in Vega's lineup right now. So that potentially means that we're going to be seeing either dual lane mid, which if the DK doesn't get a Wisp there, he's going to get slaughtered. Like, Viper versus DK is a terrible matchup. And then safe lane, we haven't seen what VP are picking yet, but they have the benefit of last pick, so they already know what offlaner they're going to be against before they even pick their core, which I do think is a little bit of an advantage here. So again, we will see. I'm still leaning towards aggro though for VP.
Okay, well, final pick of side of VP, good strong solo laners that they could maybe think about. I mean, even something like a Sensor maybe be quite nice in this situation with the Stampede to get away from the relocate ganks.
It's not too bad. I mean, you always have the potential of getting glimpsed back, even if you do pop Stampede into a kinetic field. So it's not to say that the pick would necessarily be too bad. They could also use the extra lockdown to kill the Brewmaster, because they have 2 stuns right now, but I think he would actually need a 3rd unless the Witch Doctor and Alina both had ultimates available.
What about the Puck?
Yeah, actually, Puck is pretty strong. It gets very weak once DK and Gyro get BKBs, but they're going to go Luna instead. Okay.
Okay, so I guess it does look like it will be G this time on the Lina, so, well, Illidan's going to have to stick to the Luna this time, and as we see the teams picking up their sides, it is indeed going to be 9 Pash, of course, on that safe lane Gyrocopter that we see him love, and no one on what's kind of becoming a signature Dragon Knight. When it's available, we do normally see Vega pick that up for no one here in the mid lane, and well, this is going to be an interesting game to see how it unfolds, and looking at the draft purely, who do you feel is in a stronger and a safer position in the early game here?
I think VP Polar's lanes are crazy good.
Okay.
Like, Luna is one of those heroes that we've been seeing mech on recently as well. You can get it on Viper too. They're both heroes that you can build like kind of tanky mid-game with Lunar Blessing, kind of 5-man around the Tombstone. You have 4 ranged, so sieging is really easy for you. And then Vega Squadron, they kind of need a bit of levels. Like your Brew needs 6, obviously, because he wants split. And then Gyro's good early game fighter, but against 5-man, unless he has call down available, like early game flat cannon, you're gonna have like Witch Doctor heal, potentially a mech coming out some point from VP. You can have Soul Rip as well. So I think no matter what happens, we're gonna see a lot of action.
Let's hope that's certainly the case as we get ourselves into the second series of the day here, the ASUS ROG DreamLeague. Virtus.Pro Polar up against the side of Vega Squadron here in game 1 of this 2-game series with myself, ODPixel, and of course Draskell. On the side of Vega, we're going to have Mag. He is going to be on that safe lane, solo lane we'd imagine. Brewmaster. It's going to be Seam of the Slayer on the support Disruptor. Maybe they're looking to set off for dual lanes here, in fact, Vega. They've got no one on the mid lane on the Dragon Knight, and finally on your off lane, you've got 9 Pasha on the Gyro, supported up by Solo on that Io. And, well, what are we seeing from the side of VP?
Well, first here, we're going to have FNG. He's going to be handling Undying. Illidan is going to be playing on the Luna. Phobos is going to be playing a Viper next to him. Going to have Witch Doctor handled by Lil. And then finally, G is going to be playing that middle lane Lina.
Well, they were looking to see if they could catch anyone out on the side of Vega if they wanted to route round for the bounty, but it's not going to be the case. And it doesn't look like a fight's going to kick off just yet here at either bounty rune. But both teams, I mean, they're both kind of rotating around this bottom lane rune. That's the one that they've got their eyes on here. I mean, if a level 1 fight kicks off, I guess you kind of have to favor VP's firepower.
Yeah, the mass decays are going to be a huge nuisance. So you have Lunar Blessing at level 1, gives you a good amount of bonus damage, and that's assuming, of course, everyone from VP is actually there. because there are 4 down here from Vega.
Yeah, they want to try and go for it. Pasha coming in here with the Rocket Barrage, doing a favor to Phobos. Phobos is going to get glimpsed back into this one. FNG has got the decays out. He's already found a double decay. Phobos getting low. He's probably going to be the first blood, and he will be. Io there finding the first blood onto the Viper. FNG is going to be able to walk this one off. Does turn himself back around, and, well, a very nice start there for the side of Vega, finding themselves the kill onto the Viper.
Yeah, and I went to Wisp of all heroes, so that means that Solo is going to be very close to his bottle just after, like, the first thing that happens.
Yeah, G just TP's out of this one. He sees Night Pasha making a beeline for him, and he knows there's going to be support on its way. So, again, wasted time here for the side of VP, forcing G back to base. So, Vega are going to be very happy with this opening going into the laning stage.
It was only 1 kill, so it wasn't a total disaster for VP. The Solo or Wisp getting it is kind of nice for him, because, again, it means he'll be able to get to his bottle a bit quicker. But looking the way the lanes are shaping up right now, the Viper and the Undying versus the Wisp and the Gyro, it's a pretty even lane. I'd say like FNG can't really YOLO in, but there is potential for them to kill the Wisp if he ever gets too far out of position. And I think most likely they would probably just end up trading. But for mid, Dragon Knight versus Lina, G's going to have a great time here. There is no way DK is going to be able to win this on his own. He will need help. And it looks like he might get it.
Yep, Seam of the Slayer coming in, has the glimpse, bringing G back here. They've got the Breathe Fire now, the boosted speed from Solo with the Tether, trying to chase down G, and it looks like they might be able to get this kill here, and indeed they will. Seam of the Slayer there, finding the second kill here for the side of Vega. Bottom lane, Night Pasha going to give Phobos a bit of a tickle here with the Rocket Barrage, but he's just a little bit too tanky, and Phobos will be able to walk this one off back towards the tower. Takes another Rocket Barrage to the face. That's all that's going to be here for the time being.
And just nice awareness from Pasha, realizing that there was a pull there. They had the ward down, so he had full vision of what was going down. Just get some free harass out. Phobos, though, he does have a ton of regen. He's got the 2 tangos and the salve, so I don't think he'll be too much worse for wear. In general, though, for the laning phase, I think VP still are in okay shape, even with those kills going the way of Vega, because their static laning phase is actually just so good in comparison. But Vega, again, their level 6 is very strong. They have Static Storm, they have Relocate, they have Bruce, but they have Call Down. Like their 5v5 is very scary.
Yeah. I mean, one thing you've got to be very careful of, at least it seems, when you're playing against Vega, is not to let them have a good early start, because they've got to be one of the most death-bally, snowbally lineups and teams that we've seen in this league.
Yeah, that's very true. And top, Illidan.
Yeah, caught him out in a kinetic field here as Illidan was going very aggressive onto Mag, and, well, the crits fly through and they'll be able to bring down the Luna, so a 3rd kill on the board here for Vega, and this is what I'm talking about. If you're letting the cause of Vega get these early kills, you're going to find it fairly hard to come back against them in the mid lane once they start to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, it's not the greatest start for VP right now. They're still farming okay. Like, it's not as if they're losing their lanes. It's just like that the rotations from Vega are doing a lot of work. And it's kind of surprising because you would imagine level 1 Glimpse on Disruptor is, like, by itself, not usually that good, but they still managed to get a kill from it because of the tether movement speed on the DK into a stun. And then they also kill Illidan top, who is, like, behind a tower. It's kind of clowny stuff so far from VP, but again, still very early on.
But how's the mid lane matchup continuing to go? 14 for 1 here for G on this Lina, and 11 for 3 on the Dragon Knight, so arguably DK not doing as bad as he could be doing against the Lina in the mid lane.
A lot of it has to do with the fact that, again, you can bottle Crow.
Yeah.
So as long as he has the bottle available, he'll just be able to use Breathe Fire for any CS. And I would say DK's farm rate isn't really that important for him as much as it is getting the levels. And that's kind of the difference between Vega and VP's lineup, is Vega's lineup scales amazingly with levels. Like, all of their heroes, outside of maybe, like, the Wisp prior or post to hitting level 6, like, all those heroes scale amazing. So in a way, they don't really need the money from the laning phase. They pretty much just need the experience, and I think that's also why we haven't really seen a tri-lane coming out from Vega either, is they want to prioritize getting the levels on their supports, getting the DK that Dragon form, and getting the Brewmaster to split.
4 minutes in, DK will be able to get himself a bouncer in. Io bottling up an Invis rune. Doesn't look like they can look for any action as of yet. They just return back to the lanes, continue to try and find that farm. But as you're saying, in terms of CS at the moment, it is slightly favouring the side of VP, or having a little bit of a better time in lane in terms to hitting the creeps.
Well, as time goes on, I think we're going to start seeing more and more action kind of develop here. It's kind of relying on Mag, getting that split available. No one on the DK. He's very close to level 6 now. If G ever decides to make a rotation, or they even gank G, for example, like setting the Disruptor mid could result in a kill, because the Corrosive Breath now, level 6 Dragon Knight, is lethal. So the damage output for him is actually very, very scary.
Things coming out in the bottom lane. Pasha moving in very aggressively. The poison attack will catch onto him. Phobos trying to get a few hits back in return, but Phobos on this Viper taking a fair bit of damage. Has got the poison of the corrosive skin returning some of it, 2 points in fact, so building very defensively here against this dual lane.
He kind of has to, and this is typical Viper build anyway. A lot of the time, unless you're really supposed to be bullying your lane, you just opt for the most points in a corrosive skin possible. Some players like the 2 points in auto or poison attack, but they're looking for Phobos here. I don't think they actually quite have the speed to catch him out. And there is no cooldown as that's only level 4 on top.
Illidan, he's playing so aggressively on this Luna, and it's really not paying off. That's the second time he's thrown his life away here on the top lane. And well, with the rotation from no one, maybe they can even look to pressure this tier 1 here if they get the creep wave moving with them.
I'm not really sure what the game plan was. He just kind of was behind a tower. Maybe he just saw a TP and decided, oh, I'm going to die anyway. I might as well just like sacrifice myself so somebody else can live.
FNG dropping the tombstone here, trying to fight and catch out Solo and Pasha. Solo trying to make the long way round. He's trying to look for the tether to getting close, and he will find it, in fact, going across, but the poison attack flies through. They will lose the IO here. So the first kill there on the board for the side of VP, but Pasha is able to keep himself alive on the bottom lane.
Yeah, for the time being, it's still kind of Vega's early game. The thing is, when you get the early game kills, they're not really even as impactful as they used to be. Like they were talking about it during one of the winners interviews the other day about how they only got like 25 experience from killing a hero. Like that was insane, like how low of a value it actually is. So
ooh, they take the tower. There's going to be some TPs coming in. FNG and G catching out Mag there with the Laguna Blade and the decays. They'll bring down the Brewmaster now. Little turning his attention towards Seam of the Slayer. Seam of the Slayer on the Disruptor. Getting himself back out. Will defensively throw down the kinetic field. Should be enough to get him back to safety. The Casco, they really want to try and catch out this guy. They're going to send for a little bit of a wrap round here. Lina coming around from the high ground, seeing if she can get the angle onto it. She's going to continue to go north into the jungle, still looking for that Disruptor. G, can he find him? Doesn't look like he will. Now he turns back. No one and Solo teaming up. They're going to get sandwiched here. FNG just drops down the tombstone straight up. The courier's flying through, and the courier needs to be careful. It's got an Aquila and a belt of strength on. You don't want that going down. They will be able to get the courier out. Solo will go down to the Fiery Dragon Slave there from Lina. And, well, VP with their aggression there, it does begin to pay off, and they're able to force Vega back and find themselves a few kills.
Yeah, it's definitely about time. Like, their early laning phase isn't even really that bad. It's just a matter of Vega were making the better rotations, and now VP finally getting some momentum going on their side. And G's level 8 now, so he's got the treads completed. He's got Laguna Blade available in about 5 seconds, so if they want to try to go for any ganks. Like, that's the thing about VP's lineup, is they're so good at picking heroes off because they have burst damage between the Viper Strike. They also have Laguna.
Phobos is going to go for the straight out TP, and it's there. It's going to pay off. Yeah. He's able to get himself out of that. Solo Mag moved in for a bit of action.
Yeah, he's more than fine. So they've finally transitioned the Luna to bottom, so they're starting to finally prioritize, you know, Illidan getting some farm and saying, okay, please stop running into the tier 1 top. We're just going to put you in the safe lane, hit some creeps, you'll be fine. Everything's fine. Try to make it to the mid game without giving away too much.
Certainly the best plan here for Illidan, but still, Pasha's had a pretty good start. It's still going to be very scary. Luna's got the ultimate, and he's going to go and try for it, but the cooldown coming down, it doesn't matter. Illidan will kill the Gyro. Does he lose his life? No, he doesn't. The second instance of cooldown, not enough to bring down the Luna, so this time, the aggressive play from Illidan paying off and getting a very, very tasty kill for the side.
I think him hitting 6 actually caught Pasha off guard because he like just hit 6 when he went down there, and then all of a sudden there's no creeps, and all of a sudden Eclipse, and then dead, so. Unfortunate for Pasha. I don't think he was assuming that would have happened, but still, nice play from Illidan, realizing the limits of being able to hit level during a creep wave. And all in all, it's the game's tied up now. So in terms of overall farm and like game pace, it's kind of dead even. I think that maybe Vega still haven't shown how strong their team fight can be yet because they're still waiting on Disruptor to get level 6. Like, Seam is only 4 at the moment, but they do have Split and Dragon Form available.
We're going to wrap around to the side of VP, seeing if they can catch out no one. It's not going to be the case. Just looking to find some action with that Laguna Blade. He's going to hang around. He has got the backup close by. The Brewmaster and the Io, both in the jungle. Io just looking for the level 6 now on the side of Vega. How is he doing, in fact, in terms of levels? He is halfway through 5, so we're seeing that relocate come online fairly shortly here for the little ball.
And when that happens, I think that's when you're going to start seeing the majority of the action kick off. And they're even prioritizing Mag's Blink Dagger too, in conjunction with that Wisp hitting level 6. So they really, really want the capability of relocating him in.
Mid lane. Dragon Knight got himself a kill. The ulti and the double damage there. That was a big kill there for the guy. Solo kill onto the Viper.
Even with the DD, I still have no idea how that happens.
We'll never know. Thanks to weapons.
It actually has to be like just a huge mistake, but that's also why we didn't see the kill, because like how the heck did that even happen?
Exactly.
He must have been at like 40% health or something and walked into a double damage Dragon Knight.
It was very unexpected. But Vega, they'll take it. Mag, as you were saying, closing in on that blink, just under 500 to go. And Io has now got that level 6 for the relocate potential. Mag maybe looking to go in on this bottom lane, but there's going to be a TP in to back up Illidan. A relocate will fly through, and they're going to bring in the Dragon Knight. They go straight onto Illidan's Storm Rage. He's been solo ripped up by FNG. He's doing his best to stay alive. It won't be enough. He goes down. They will lose solo. That, of course, means no one's not going to get re-relocated back out of this one. But it doesn't matter, because Vega, they're coming in to protect the Dragon Knight. They might even find FNG here as well with the primal split, and they will. So it ends up being a 2-for-1 trade. They lose the Iron. Maybe they find this Witch Doctor as well. 9 Pashas turn up to the fight, and there's 4 of them. There's 1 of him. Phobos will turn up, but Phobos just looks at it, walks off. Deathwall gets laid down, does a fair bit, brings Seam of the Slayer low with a paralyzing cask as well. But nothing really for DK Phobos to jump in. There was a ping on him there, actually just by himself, saying we should have been back in. They certainly should have there, throwing away a lot of heroes just for that IO kill. And the tower goes down as well. And this is pretty much the kind of play we expected to see Vega do. As soon as they had that primal split, as soon as they had that relocate, they wanted to go straight in, and they certainly did.
It was a very effective fight, mainly because G was not capable of being there. I think he had just TP'd to the top tier 2 when they were going for the dive in the first place, and they're going to get a Viper Strike on the Pasha here.
He's been left a little bit on his own here. The slow from the cooldown will help him out. There's a wrap around and a very nice clap onto 2, but Illidan, he's got the Eclipse, and the Lucid Beast coming down. They'll kill Mag. He's looking for Illidan. The Voodoo Restoration isn't going to be enough against this poison damage. It's not. No one will be able to kill him. He might even be able to find more. He's looking for Lil and Phobos. Now he backs himself off. FNG's rotated in, drops down the Tombstone. 9 Passion solo. Are they going to be in a fit fighting shape to come back into this fight? Oh no, looks like they might just leave the Dragon Knight for dry here. Heads down into the bottom trees. He's going to look for the TP. They do have a Light Strike array. They've also got the Paralyzing Cast. That comes through. And now the IO trying to relocate him out will get him. They also got the kill on the Witch Doctor. Very nice play there from Vega. IO, of course, will be returning, but oh wait, no, wait, was that the re-relocate? No, there we go.
It was just a regular relocate.
But they just didn't want to fight him.
But G was so greedy there with his spells. Like, he didn't want to use Laguna on the DK. And then they didn't have vision of the Wisp in the area, I guess. Because
the fight might still go on, Andy. This is exactly what we expected from these two sides. Phobos wants to go in onto the Aya, but no one just turns around with the Dragon Tail onto the Viper. And a nice cooldown onto 3. The clap as well onto G and FNG. Mag, he gets slow, but it doesn't matter. He's still alive. There's no one dying inside of Vega. They've lost 2, they've lost 3, they've lost 4. Double kill for the Dragon Knight. VP have nothing to answer to the aggression from Vega. And, I mean, we've seen Vega do this to so many teams, just break them down, split them apart, and destroy them in the team fights. And now they're looking to pressure the tier 2. This is pretty much a textbook Vega beginning to a game.
To be honest, their level 6 team fight is so damn scary. Like, how do you fight into split, call down, Elder Dragon form? Like, even the Disruptor wasn't even level 6 during the last engagement. He now is, but...
Do VP want to fight this? They're going to throw out a cask. They haven't got G for 8 seconds. I don't think they're going to try and contest this.
They have Blink Split. There's no way.
No.
There is no way they can fight it.
Oh, they're going to TP into this one. They do want to try and fight. They want to go for this Viper. They drop down the Tombstone. Viper Strike onto no one. The Deathwall comes up and gets cancelled straight away by the Static Storm. Mag just returns back in with a split. FNG gets low. He'll go down. They did manage to find the kill on Seam of the Slayer, but now Lil, he'll fall as well. There'll be a Dragon Tail onto G. They'll lose the Lina. 3 heroes down, being thrown away just for the kill onto the Disruptor. And they're going to find more with the Primal Split, holding Phobos in place. There was a mini relocate forwards, and no one was trying to find Illidan as well, but let's not get greedy. Let's just get Phobos. Double kill for the Dragon Knight. He's on a godlike streak before the 14-minute mark. 4 for 1. Another ridiculous trade there, favouring the side of Vega. We see Illidan there scribbling across the river. They're not having a great time, Virtus.Pro.
I think that's the understatement of the century. Not having a great time. There's a godlike Dragon Knight at 14 minutes in. He's going to have like BKB. They can even go for Rosh, I guess, if they want to. It's not the best Roshan lineup, but I think... Oh, no, he does have BKB. Never mind.
Okay,
right.
14-minute BKB.
Not bad, considering he was against Alina, middle lane. So VP's lineup was very dependent on their lanes and very dependent on being able to dominate like super early game, preventing Vega from getting like their level 6 kind of combo together. But it's hard to stop that. You know, it's hard to stop like 3 different heroes from getting to level 6 at any given point. And plus, the early rotations from Vega secured their early game. Like, even if they were farming on equal terms, getting those kills...
Oh, there's a glimpse onto FNG.
God.
He drops the tombstone. He will be able to get himself out with the soul, but the Thunderstrike still on him will bring him down. 9 Pash actually finding it with a final flat cannon hit. And now the rest of the side of VP, they just can't fight into this, especially with one hero down on the side. And they won't even try to. They back up, and Vega, they've got a little bit of mercy. They'll leave, or maybe they're double backing. They want to go back in here. Mag, he's leading the way in, looking for a clap, and he'll find it onto Phobos. They'll go straight onto him. The kinetic field's been dropped down. There is a Death Ward doing a fair bit of damage, but it's just not enough. 9 Pash is able to back himself out. No one pots the BKB, looking for more. There'll be a glimpse onto G. They're going to catch Lina out here. Does get the Laguna Blade up, which will kill Seema the Slayer. Nice eclipse here from Illidan, but it just seems like the damage isn't enough at this point. He's caught in between them all. He'll go down here. It's the second pick off of the side of Vega. And again, VP, they can't take these fights.
It's just a lot of running at people right now from both teams. Well, mainly Vega, because they have a gigantic advantage at this given point. But what do you do? When the ultimates are available from Vega, you actually just can't win the fight. Like, it's almost impossible. You have to somehow bait out a 10-second BKB, or I guess 9 now from the Dragon Knight. You have to live through Static Storm and Split. Like, how do you actually live through all of that on VP's lineup? Like, you just don't have the heroes for it. Like, you don't have a way of locking down the Brew and killing him before the Split actually goes off. You don't have a way of isolating anyone. You're trying to play like a sieging lineup as 5 heroes with very little disable into just mass team fight.
Oh man, and I mean, it's just little things like Io now. It's picked up a casual Vit booster. Obviously means that Lina, you're gonna almost certainly have to throw down the Laguna Blade as well if you want to burst down this Io.
Yeah, I mean, G, he's still kind of farmed. He's got his Yules almost finished. He's only like 500 away. They're gonna smoke, maybe assuming Vega, or at least in the woods, or maybe trying to go for Roshan soon. Maybe
they get 9 Pasha. He has, of course, not got a BKB. Looks like they're not going to find him. They're going to head for Roshan. The rest of Vega, they're already in there. Vega going to look for the Roshan attempt. The VP want to try and fight this. This is going to be, it feels like a last-ditch attempt if they go into this one. It's going to be so hard for them to take the fight. FNG is going to scout out, and he goes in with the ultimate, but Matt goes straight in with the clap, and now the Static Storm as well, trapping out the Witch Doctor. They've taken down the Undying. They're going to find Lil here as well, and now they look for more. Illidan throws down a Lucent Beam, but he's got to get himself out. G and Illidan, they're stuck here in the jungle. They'll find G, they'll throw him up into the air. There's going to be a homing missile heading towards Illidan. They should be able to take down both these heroes here. Illidan getting caught out. He'll go down to the Rocket Barrage and the right click to the Brewmaster. They're going to find G here as well as Mag just blinks straight in, brings him down. There's 4 heroes down on VP. They're going to lose Phobos here as well as he gets cleared back. GG is called 17 minutes in. Vega Squadron. I've got to be honest, Draskell, this team, they just don't seem to fail to impress these guys. Yesterday was a bit of a hiccup, but other than that, they've taken down some of the bigger teams in Dota 2.
All I want to say is get wrecked, Couch. Get wrecked.
What was their prediction? 2-0?
They said 2-0 for VP. All of them.
They were all...
What did Sheever say? I forget. Okay, she agreed with me. All right, so yeah, still get wrecked, Couch. You're on the chair. Relax. You're fine. Okay, so either way, Vega, really strong draft. I feel like VP were counting on winning the lanes a little bit more than they did. Because if you get to that mid-game stage where Mag has Blink Dagger and Split, and they have DK with the ultimate, and they have Call Down, like, it's actually impossible to fight that lineup. Like, it really is so hard. So you have to either win the lanes, or you have to turtle super hard and hope that you can take it to late game with some, like, I don't know, Medusa or something like that. But obviously they didn't draft around that. So VP, they give away 3 kills, including the First Blood, which already puts them behind. Because Vega, they come online very quickly. It's just, we get level 6, and it's go. Just run at them. And there was no answer from VP. They just did not have the fight.
They really didn't, and again, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the second game. Obviously, in the first series, we saw a very stompy game for the first one, and then the second one, it was much more even. Maybe we'll see a little bit more of that here, but I think if Vega Squadron get their way, they just seem to be the masters at finishing a game in the first 20 minutes. They just, you know, once they get that little kind of leeway at the beginning, it just seems impossible to stop them. And, you know, VP Polar, they're a very respectable team. I think the odds going into this one were very much favoring the side of VP, but perhaps now people watching will realize that you've got to be aware that Vega, they're pretty damn good.
Oh, Vega are definitely on point, and they have been getting better and better each time we see them. So I would say that they're like borderline, like tier 1 quality at this point. Like VP Polar is considered, they're a TI invited team.
Yes, they are.
They just got crushed in a 17-minute game.
And this is what I've actually predicted it. Vega, I reckon they'll come up top the EU qualifiers. I really do. I think if they're playing this well now, I think they're just going to up their game even more because I don't know. Vega Squadron, will anyone be able to stop them? We'll see if it happens in the next game with VP going up in game 2 against VP versus Vega. But first of all, we're going to cut to a quick commercial break and then back over to our panel for some insight. We'll catch you guys in a bit for game 2 between these two sides. See you in a bit.